2 years ago in Australia, I felt like I was drowning in rough ocean water during a race. I panicked, I aspirated salt water, I wanted to quit. I survived, but I carried that fear for 2 years. Last week in Spain, I had to face that fear again in the Mediterranean Sea. I'm Lynn Weimar, and this is the story of how I conquered my biggest fear at age 65. Let me take you back to November 2023, Ironman 70.3 in Melbourne, Australia. I was 63. I'd been training. I was ready, or so I thought. Race morning, it was windy, crazy, scary windy. The race director made a decision, cut the swim from 1.9 kilometers down to 1 kilometer because of the rough conditions. Okay, I thought 1K instead of 1.9K. I can do that. But even at the shortened distance, the water was rough. The waves looked huge. And I'm from Idaho. I don't get much open water practice. I'd never attempted to swim in water like that before. Shortly after I started swimming, I aspirated some salt water. If you've never experienced that, let me tell you, it is terrifying. You're choking, you can't breathe, you're in the middle of the ocean. It was a bay opening out to the ocean, but on that day, it was more like the ocean. Waves are crashing over you, and I panicked. For the entire swim, 41 minutes, I struggled. I wanted to give up. Every stroke, I thought, I can't do this, I want to stop. But somehow I made it to the end. When I got out of that water, I was shaking, traumatized. And after that day, I never had another opportunity to swim in rough water. But the fear stayed with me. What if I have to do that again? What if I panic? What if next time I can't make it? For 2 years, that fear lived in the back of my mind. Every time I thought about open water swimming in an ocean setting, Melbourne was there. The choking, the panic, the wanting to quit. I did other races. I swam in lakes in calm conditions, but I never faced that fear again. I never got back in rough ocean water until last week in Marbella, Spain, for the Ironman World Championships. My coach told me before I went, get in the Mediterranean as much as you can. Practice in open water. So that's what I did. In the days leading up to the race, I did multiple practice swims in the Mediterranean. First one was in calm water, no problem. Next one we bailed on because it looked dangerous to be out there. The next day we knew it would still be rough, but we made a decision ahead of time. We're getting in no matter what. We put our wetsuits on in the condo before we even walked down to the beach. One less barrier, one less excuse. We walked down the beach to a more protected cove. The waves were still big, but no whitecaps. And we got in. Only 600 yards, not that far, but it wasn't about the distance. It was about getting comfortable in rough water again. It was about facing the thing I'd been afraid of for 2 years. And you know what? I felt fine. I was okay out there. The old fear, it started to break. Race morning, the wind was blowing again. The sea looked rough. But you know what I felt? Confidence. Not because I thought it would be easy, but because I'd been in rough water a few times. I knew I could handle it. The Melbourne fear was gone. The swim was still hard, really hard. It took me over an hour, much longer than usual, but I didn't panic. I didn't aspirate water. I didn't want to quit. I swam 1.2 miles in rough seas. That thing I'd been terrified of for 2 years, I did it. And when I got out of that water, wobbly and exhausted, I was proud. Because 2 years ago in Melbourne, I survived rough water, but left with trauma. Last week in Marbella, I conquered rough water and left with confidence. That's the difference. So here's what I learned. Lesson number 1, you can face fears even years later. I carried that Melbourne fear for 2 years, but I still conquered it. It's never too late. Lesson number 2, practice in hard conditions builds confidence. Those rough water practice swims, they eliminated my fear. I needed to get back into rough water to prove to myself I could do it. Lesson number 3, preparation changes everything. Race day confidence came from practice day courage. Every time you show up in hard conditions, you're building the confidence that you'll need later. Lesson number 4, you're more capable than your fears tell you. I thought rough water was beyond me. Melbourne taught me I couldn't do it, but Marbella taught me that I could. Your fears are lying to you. You're more capable than you think. So let me ask you, what fear have you been carrying? What experience taught you I can't do that? What are you avoiding because you're afraid? Here's what I want you to know. You can face it, even years later, even at 65, even when it feels impossible. You don't have to face it all at once. You can practice, you can prepare, you can build confidence gradually, but you can face it. 2 years ago, I thought rough ocean water was beyond me. Last week, I swam 1.2 miles in it. If I could do that at 65 after carrying the fear for 2 years, what can you do? From Melbourne to Marbella, from panic to confidence, from trauma to triumph. That's the journey, and it's available to you too. Whatever fear you're carrying, it doesn't have to control you forever. Face it. Practice in hard conditions. Build your confidence. You're more capable than you think. If this resonated with you, hit that subscribe button, and I'd love to hear from you. What's your rough water right now? Let me know in the comments below. And if you're ready to start taking action, not just mentally, but physically too, grab my free guide, 3 Secrets to Being Fit Beyond 50. It's in the description below. I'll show you how to build the strength and preparation you need from the inside out, because that's where real transformation happens. Also, come join our free community, Be Fit Beyond 50, where I go live every Wednesday with more encouragement and practical tools to help you prepare for your own rough water. I'm Lynn Weimar. You can face your fear even at 65. See you in the next video.